guys, what's up? Lena here from Reaching Richness. Welcome to our second video in a three-part video course. In this specific chapter, we're going to be speaking about how we can identify our greatest skills, our most profitable, powerful skills and strengths in less than an hour. If you guys haven't yet finished the first video, please be sure to go back and do that before you move on to this. And as always, if you have any questions or comments regarding that video, shoot me an email. You have my email address. So in this specific video, you guys, we're going to be talking about three main things. The first is we're going to be, as I said, identifying our greatest skills. And we're going to be doing that by going through an exercise that I like to be calling a self-inventory, okay? Basically, we're going to be asking ourselves some very, very tough questions about what we are good at, what we're bad at, what we enjoy doing, and multiple other questions to figure out specifically what are our best skills that we should be focusing on. The next thing that we're going to be doing is changing our mindset. I think that a lot of millennials have this idea that basically when we have weaknesses, when we have things that we're bad at, we need to pound away at them until we get better, you know? Practice, practice, practice until we get better. But in Reaching Richness, we don't believe in that. We believe in throwing our weaknesses in the trash and solely investing in our strengths. So in this video, we're going to be speaking about how we can change our mindset in order to do that and how to move forward in the most positive way. The third thing that we're going to be talking about is what it means to become an expert. How can you basically strengthen your skills, fully invest in them, and basically gain a self-confidence that will attract the right customers for you? So the biggest insecurity, I think, within millennials, and this is what I've gathered really from working with hundreds of clients at this point, is that I don't have any skills that people will pay for. This is what tons of millennials come to me saying. I don't have skills that people will pay for. People think that, whatever they're good at, everybody must be good at that, It's not special. Everybody has it. It's not unique to me. But the truth is that most millennials have tons of skills that people will pay for, and it's for a very obvious reason. Millennials are the most multi-skilled generation in history. That totally makes sense, right? With the amount of access that we have, as we spoke about in the first video, to online stuff, to connecting with different people around the world, to whatever it is, we have the ability to pick up on skills very quickly without even realizing necessarily that they are very special skills that are unique to us and to our generation. And I think that this was done for a variety of reasons. The reasons that we are able to adopt these skills, I think a big one is because the majority of us were raised by helicopter parents. Parents who always told us we were good at everything, that we were special, that we were able to do all of these things. And because of it, millennials tend to have a certain level of confidence that other generations don't have because our parents always told us how capable that we were. There's a lot of back and forth saying, is the whole helicopter parent, concept good or bad? I'm not here to argue that. I'm just here to say that basically millennials were raised with an opportunity to have a certain level of skill sets and to have a certain level of confidence. And that is really, really amazing, you guys. It's very, very special. And most of the time, it just takes some soul searching and self-awareness to figure out what specifically are the skills that I'm talking about that you basically should be focusing on and how you can fully invest in them. So first what we're going to do, you guys, as I mentioned a second ago, we're going to be running a very thorough self-inventory where we're going to be asking ourselves the following questions. And I would really, really love it if you can actually write this down. If you can pull out a piece of paper or a sticky on your computer, whatever it is, write these down. And I want you to be very, very honest with yourself. Write down these particular questions. The answers that you see there, guys, those are my particular answers that are there for examples. We'll go through them in a second. But right now, write down the orange questions. What am I good at? What am I bad at? What motivates me? What makes me feel bad or insecure? And what interests me? So I want you to write down those 5 questions, and I'll tell you how I would answer them honestly, okay? I really look at myself and I say, what am I good at? What am I genuinely good at? I know that I'm good at connecting with people, that's for sure. I'm good at, making new connections, meeting somebody, having a good conversation with them, and building some kind of relationship. I'm good at that. I'm good at writing. I love writing. I know that's something I'm good at. I get paid to do it. I know I'm good at it. Zumba. I know that sounds like a stupid thing, but I want you guys to include the stupid things here because you would be surprised what you can find in them. Being good at Zumba, I was an instructor, as I mentioned in the last video in college, taught me a lot more about myself than, okay, I'm just good at like fitness or Latin-inspired dance, whatever it is, I'm a good leader. I'm good at inspiring people, so that taught me a lot. And that's what brings me to motivating people, I learned that I really am good at motivating others. What am I bad at? This can be a hard thing for a lot of people to admit, but really, really think about it. Think about things that you're constantly trying to get better at, that maybe teachers told you that you weren't very good at in school, maybe something that you're just aware that I don't excel at this. I know for me personally, I am horrendous at public speaking. I cannot public speak for the life of me. I'm really, really bad at detail-oriented tasks, and I think that this is very common within the entrepreneurial community, is that a lot of us realize, okay, I like being a big picture thinker. I like having big ideas. I like getting excited about big goals. But when it comes to the daily, minuscule, little tasks, I'm really, really bad at that. And I always have to have, the other people who I work with or whoever say to me, okay, Lena, that's a great idea, but don't forget about this and this and this and this. These tiny little things, I'm really, really bad at that. And my boyfriend and my mom will tell you I am really bad at cleaning. So again, even the things here, you guys, that you might think seem random, they're not random. And I really want you to put it down on paper. You can write as many things as you want, but please try to write at least 3. What motivates me? What makes you get out of bed in the morning? What makes you feel excited? And for me, those things are my relationships, first and foremost. I feel so motivated by my relationships with my friends, with my boyfriend, with my parents, my siblings. My relationships are everything to me. Helping others makes me feel really, really motivated. And writing amazing content makes me feel really great. If I can write an amazing blog post and it feels really, really good to me, then I get excited, I get pumped, and I get even more invested in my business. So these are the things that motivate me. What are the things that make me feel bad or insecure? There are plenty of things that make me feel bad and insecure, as I'm sure there are for you as well. But being micromanaged is a big one for me. I just know that I cannot, this is one of the reasons actually that I don't thrive in a 9-to-5, typical full-time job, is because I can't have bosses that are telling me every day, do this and this and this. I need the flexibility in my life. I hate wasting time. Oh my God, you guys. If there are 5 minutes in the morning where I feel like I'm just tired and staring into space, I'll be mad at myself the rest of the day, because that was a huge waste of time to me. I hate wasting time. And I really, really, really dislike rude and negative people, whether it's, people in my day-to-day life, my clients, whoever. I cannot stand negativity. I need positive people around me. So please be honest with yourself, you guys. What makes you feel bad and insecure? What interests me? These might be things for you guys that maybe you don't know so much about, but you have an interest in it. You're naturally gravitated toward it. Or maybe these are things that you are fully experts in already. That's okay too, but what naturally interests you? For me, it's entrepreneurship. I am very, very fascinated by the entrepreneurial community. As I mentioned in my first video, I really, really love the cosmetics world. I love makeup. I love following beauty bloggers. I love all the marketing surrounding makeup stuff, all about that. And customer experience is something that I really don't know a lot about, but it's something that I'm learning more about, and I really love it. So be very, very honest with yourself, you guys. You can always come back to this and add more as well, but this is kind of what I would put down as my basic list. So basically, what do all these things mean, right? Okay, you wrote down all this stuff about yourself. Maybe now you're wondering, what does this stuff even mean? So let's kind of go through it now. The stuff that you wrote down for what you're good at, this is all of the stuff in the world that matters. And the stuff that you're bad at, screw it. We are never going to think about those things or invest time in it ever again. And if you need to do those things, who knows? Maybe it's like your accounting stuff. You hate accounting stuff. Who cares? Hire someone else to do it, outsource it. Find some way for somebody else who's better than you at it to do it for you, because it is not worth your time. Instead, all that matters is what you're good at, what you're bad at. Never think about those things ever again. What motivates you? So this is kind of partnered with what am I good at, right? But if you can partner basically your skills, what are you naturally good at, with what motivates you, what gets you out of bed in the morning, what excites you, that is your golden spot, okay? That is the spot that you want to be focusing on. What makes you feel bad or insecure? Again, screw these things. Why would you spend a second of your life doing something that you hate, you guys? We are too young for that. We're too creative for that. You don't need to do any of those things. You don't need to surround yourself by any of those things. And if anything within that realm needs to happen, you can outsource it. Again, you don't need to do it yourself. What interests you? This is a great opportunity to explore, you guys. If you think about it, for the most of us, we are young. We're millennials. We're not supporting yet spouses and children. We don't have mortgages. We don't own homes and cars. We don't have all of these crazy expenses that we normally we'll have one day in our futures. Today, while we're young, this is the time to explore. This is the time to learn as much as you can about new things, find ways of integrating this newfound knowledge into your life, into your business, and really getting creative with what you're doing. So these are the things that I want you to focus on and not focus on. But this is a really good way of understanding, okay, this is what I'm good at, this is what motivates me, this is what excites me, and these are the things that I'm bad at. Then maybe within that, you can find certain ways to hone in and find a specific way to move forward. So how do you even know if you have certain skills, you know? A lot of people might think like, okay, so I'm really good at Zumba, like, right, like mine, but how do you even know if these skills are legit? How do you know if I'm actually special at this or actually good at this? And here are some questions that you can ask yourself. Have you ever been hired for a job before, ever, you guys? I'm not talking about specific skills. I don't care if you are a janitor or you are an assistant or you were a doctor. Have you ever been hired for a job before in your life? And if so, you have a certain skill. Just because you got that job does not mean that somebody else would have gotten that same job. That is a specific skill that you have. Do your friends ever ask how you know how to do something? If yes, you have a skill. As an example, maybe you have a bunch of friends come over for dinner one night, right? And your friends ask you, oh my God, you made this? This is amazing. How did you know how to cook this way? You are an amazing cook. If that's something that maybe your friends regularly ask you about or say to you, then that's probably a skill that you have. You are better than that than other people. Do you know more about something than anybody else? If so, you probably have a skill. For example, if somebody, again, comes over to your apartment and they say, wow, you decorated your apartment really, really well. How did you know how to decorate this? And then you say, oh, I followed this blog and I followed this person and I learned from this guy. They're like, wow, you're really involved in this community, or you really know about interior design, whatever it is. That's something that you know more about than somebody else. Do you like learning or studying something in particular? If yes, you have a skill. An example for that, my boyfriend is a total history geek. He loves history. In fact, right now, he is listening to like an 100-part series on the history of the world. This is something that he loves learning about and studying, and then he's able to regurgitate that information to other people in a really digestible, interesting, engaging way. That is a skill that he has. Even if he doesn't recognize that, I can say that is 100% a skill that he has that I for sure don't have. So the moral of the story, you guys, is that you do not have to be the best at something to get paid for it. You just have to know more than the person you're talking to. That's all it is. Just because my boyfriend knows a lot about history does not make him a famous history professor. And just because I have another friend who is an amazing cook, you know, she's not a chef, she's not the best in the world, she's just better at it than I am. Therefore, I view it as a skill. The majority of people, you guys, will see your strengths as legit skills. Even if you don't see that it's special, it's time that you start recognizing that these things are special. And you don't have to be the best at it in the world in order to make money for it. It's also important to ask yourself, if you're looking for a few more questions to really figure out what exactly are your skills, what do people already pay me to do down to the grind, you guys? Were you a babysitter? Did you work at McDonald's? Whatever it is, write down what specifically those jobs were and what specific tasks that you had to do. Pull skills out of there. I guarantee you they are there. What specific skills did they hire you for? As I just said, write down specifically what can you pull out of there that is special or unique that maybe you would have gotten hired for that somebody else wouldn't have. Essentially, you guys, being hired is all the proof that you need so that somebody is willing to pay you for your skill set. Fully invest in your strengths. Stop trying to improve the things that you're bad at. And if you can be honest with yourself and fully understanding of who you are, that's the good, the bad, and the ugly, you will naturally set yourself on a path to succeed. But that is fully dependent on that self-awareness. Regularly asking yourself, where am I today? What am I getting better at? What am I bad at? What should I forget about? Constantly asking yourself these questions and fully investing in your strengths is the best thing that you can do to set yourself on the right path to success. Okay, you guys, you got the skills. As you can see, I spelled skills with a Z today. I'm feeling a little sassy, so you got the skills, now you know. But how do you get the actual clients? Basically, in the next video, we're going to be speaking specifically about how you can solidify an exact business plan, right? Before you go out and start talking to clients, you want to know, like, what am I even doing here? What specific services am I selling? How am I setting this up? So we're going to be speaking about how to solidify your business plan, how to market yourself, right? How do you basically brand yourself as somebody who people want to hire? How do you find and sign with the best clients possible, people who you get along with, people who will pay you well, the most legit clients for you? And how do you ensure consistent monthly revenue, right? No freelancer likes going into their month, knowing that, okay, I'm going to be making this much money this month, but next month, who knows? I know a lot of freelancers who will have 4, 5, 6 months at a time where they don't have work. That's terrible. I don't believe that that's what good freelancers should be doing. So we're going to be talking about how you can ensure consistent monthly revenue in the next video. All right, you guys. That is all I have for now. Cannot wait to catch up tomorrow. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. You have my email address. If you don't, no worries. I will talk to you guys tomorrow in the third and final video. Have an awesome day. Bye.